Hello and welcome to our real estate roundtable discussion brought to you by Mike Stubblefield.
Hello.
And Adam Kitt, the singing realtor. We're both here with Quality First Real Estate, and today we wanted to take a few minutes to discuss the local market with a focus on the lending aspect. Now we've invited our friend Jake Weaver with Snap Home Loans to help us uncover some of the answers. Hello, Jake.
Hello, Adam. How you doing, sir?
I'm great,
dude.
man.
How you doing?
So, Jake, what is the process like in today's market for the first-time home buyer?
Oh, that's a great question. First and foremost is pre-approval. And that happens by basically the buyer talking to a lender like myself, who goes through an application and then gathers their supporting documentation. Once they review that, they'll run it through and determine what it is the buyer can be pre-approved for. Then they'll turn around and issue a letter of pre-approval to the buyer, along with potentially the agents that the buyer's working with. From that point, the buyer can go out and look at houses, and the sellers know that they can potentially buy the house if they want to.
Right. And how quick is the process, and what kind of documents does the buyer need to bring?
That's a very good question. First and foremost, basically we need to verify the last 2 years of history. So we're looking at the last 2 years of tax returns, last 2 years of W-2s or 1099s, depending on how the buyer's paid, the last 30 days of pay stubs, the last 2 months of bank statements or retirement accounts, depending on what the buyer's using to qualify, in addition to a copy of their ID and their social security card. Now, once we have that, the whole process of pre-approval can be done in a matter of hours. It's very simple at that point. But what frequently happens is once we get that, we determine after reviewing that additional documentation is needed. That's when it takes a little longer, potentially as much as a week.
Wow. It's a pretty thorough process, though, to get really qualified to buy a home.
It certainly is, and it really needs to be. Basically,
absolutely.
because once we get into escrow, you don't want, as a buyer, to find out that you actually can't buy the property that we thought you originally could.
Jake, what about income?
You know what? That's a terrific question, and it's probably the most important aspect of it right now. The main thing is going to be consistency. Lenders are going to look at 2 years of income history. So basically, it could ideally needs to be 2 years in the same line of work, but exceptions can be made, and there are a lot of options that are available to people.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So when they finally get to buy their first home, it comes down to the point of purchase. How much money are they going to need to have for their down payment and like closing costs?
That is a very good question as well. Now, with the utilization of a VA loan or a USDA loan, for example, buyers can potentially come in with nothing down.
Wow.
On an FHA loan, which is probably your most common for most buyers, especially first-time home buyers, you're looking at a minimum of 3.5% with a standard FHA loan.
So it's not 10% or 20%. They can have as little as 3.5%.
Now, again, it'll depend on the buyer because everybody's going to have a different situation. But for vast majority of a standard FHA loan, you're looking at a 3.5% down payment. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
You mentioned down payment. Are there some programs out there for the first-time home buyer or regular buyer?
There absolutely are. As I mentioned, there's a lot of programs available on the market right now for a whole host of situations. In the case of first-time home buyers or people that need down payment assistance, there are a whole host of programs that are available to them that provide a grant or a loan that covers the down payment on their transaction. It's usually coupled with an FHA loan in the sense that it's a second, but it will allow them to come in with as little as nothing down.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, lastly, let's talk about interest rates. What is today's going rate, and what is the industry opinion on like where the rates are going? Are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? Are they staying the same? What's going on? What do you think?
That is a very good question. You know, for the last 4 years, I've been hearing that rates were going to go up, and historically speaking, they should. We've been at the longest period of low interest rates for the last 100 years.
Awesome.
Are they going to go up? I don't know. They haven't much in the last couple of years, but the important thing is the going rate is going to be dependent upon the borrower and the type of program they go with.
Okay.
What I can tell you with absolute certainty is right now we are at a historically great time to buy or refinance with any type of loan at this point.
Fantastic. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much, Jake, for spending the time with us today. And for you folks watching this, if you have any questions about the local market, don't hesitate to call Mike Stubblefield or Adam Kitt, the singing realtor, anytime. And of course, if you want to have any lending questions, call Jake with Snap Home Loans. Our contact information is going to be at the end of this video. Until next time, thank you so much and have an awesome day.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Thanks.